Hello, everyone. Hold on. Good. Focus good. Pretty good. I think it's bad here. Better here. That's pretty good. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. It's been a while. Thank you, Steph. Look at all the subscriptions here. Sethron with 66 months in a row. Thank you. Franco with 28 months. Stacks with 58. Beck with 23. Steph with 76. Lena with 52. Warwick with 66. Tier 3. Thank you, thank you. Gina converting from Prime to Tier 1. Zeem with the 45th. Madeline with 13 in a row. Patty with 38 in a row. Detective Ricky with 6 in a row. Alan with 27. Little Miss Under with 16. Kendall with 21. Lana with 17. Lulu with 16. Sammy with 7. Jason with 39. Thank you. 1962 with 30. C with 35. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. The hair is longer. I'm trying to grow it out a little bit. We're you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I've been up and down with my hair before in the past. I've had it long, I've had it short. I tend to prefer it short because it's easier to manage. But I also, I like to embrace the curlier nature of it, so it's, I would say right now, sort of in a weird in-between period. But we'll see. Oh, what's that? It's on Hype Train 5. Okay, it's just a new graphic. Thomas Middleditch 5. Hold on. I've completely messed up my scene trying to set this up, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. There we go. Zach, thank you for the 16th. How's the walking bed is a great question. I haven't opened it yet. But I have a very good reason. Honey, thank you for the 37th. Kiara with 29. My very good reason is this. I hurt my foot. Somehow. A little bit. Really not sure what happened. But like last 2 weeks or so, I've been kind of like hobbling around. Basically like the ball of my foot just got really painful to step on. And so I was like walking on my heel. I think it probably has to do with climbing. I just bought new shoes and they were particularly difficult as a first wear. And the climbing shoes are very, very small and tight. And that combined with like lots of intense foot maneuvers on climbs and then, doing weird stuff in the gym, lifting heavy weights. I think I'm hoping that's all it was. I didn't really like get it checked out because it was holidays and I didn't feel like bothering people. Jill, thank you for the 18th. Show Mance with 16. J-Bro with a subscription. Welcome to the Robot Army. Jen with 16 months. Chrissy with 22. Soccer with 6. I got the same shoes that I had before. I just they were just new and way less comfortable. But I really needed new shoes because I had like holes in both shoes in the toe. Stay golden. Thank you for the 31st. Really appreciate all of the subscriptions. It's such a pleasant thing. I'm of course very grateful for all of the newcomers to the subscribers, but I love seeing all of the loyal members here who just keep on trucking. 30 months from Emily Ward. Thank you. We are here, of course, for the Soundbite tournament. Steph, I think for the 18th month. I've had quite the off season so far. It's been very hectic, and I've been putting it off. And I was like, you know what? It's the first. There's no better day to do it. Kira, thank you for the 12th. So the Soundbite tournament. How this works, if you haven't been here before for a Soundbite tournament. Over the course of the season, I accumulated some Soundbites from the season. And what we do is we throw them all in a bracket. Not all of them, but the ones I picked into a bracket. And we choose a winner. And it's fun because it's like, you know, you reminisce about the season and some of the moments that maybe you forgot. And then you choose your winner. I believe... Let me, I should have done this before, but we can go through the previous winners, I believe. This is so... I'm pretty sure I'm not forgetting any here. Yeah. Okay, previous winners are...
I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy.
Red Wings, think of the 39th. Bad Boy by Kevin Jacobs.
Queen's coming to get what's hers.
Queen's coming to get what's hers by Taylor Hale. And then...
But you know what? Like, maybe I'm a cold ass bitch, but I don't care.
But it's not mine.
I don't care.
Bit of an unconventional one. But I Don't Care by Izzy. Joey, thank you for the subscription, for the conversion. Conversion to a tier 1 sub. So I will say, I think part of the reason why I put this off, apart from my schedule, was that I was like, we really even have that many good sound bites? Because toward the end of the season, I'm not going to lie, I was very busy at the end of the season. I feel like I wasn't capturing a lot of end of the season sound bites. And I felt like maybe I had slacked a bit on the soundbite collection. And that may or may not be true. Genmo, thank you for the 48th. In fact, I will say, I think that two of the stars of the season, Chelsea and MJ, pretty unrepresented in the soundbite tournament. I think that's largely because I think, well, one, they weren't like as loud as some of the other cast members that got a lot of sound bites. But B, because I think when they were particularly focused on in the episodes, I was not, my equipment was not ready to capture sound bites. So a lot of end game stuff I don't have. However, we still got some good stuff. And when I was going over this, I was like, oh, we got some fun stuff. We got some fun stuff. Alejandro, thank you for the 9th month there. And Genmo for the 48th. Okay. So, anything else to catch up on? Okay. We'll do the soundbite tournament. I would like to start to schedule some other streams as well. We've got some, in particular, we've got some plushie streams that I promised when we were selling plushies, which you can see a little plushie back there. So I'd like to schedule those for, I think, like this coming week, I think, is probably a good place to start. So keep on the lookout for that stuff. Thank you for the hype train. Where did we get? This is very confusing. Cal, thank you for the 44th. Will there be any jet lag coverage? I believe so. I believe the plan will be to do another sort of perhaps it'll be like one podcast per season type of thing. And we'll do like a podcast covering the season, something along those lines. We may talk to the guys again, not sure. Danny, thank you for the 27th. This season of jet lag has been very good. I've been really enjoying it. I have not watched the latest on Nebula today, but I plan to tonight. But man, hide and seek is really fun. I've got a lot of thoughts too, and I have a lot of questions for them as well. So I'm excited for the jet lag coverage once we get to it. Kelly, thank you for the 15th, and Kindness, thank you for the 9th. So stay tuned for that. Of course, Tastemakers is going on as well. If you want to hear me talk about scripted things, Tastemakers having a lot of fun with that. We're going to be talking about our end of the year, best of the year stuff this coming podcast. So that's going to be fun. That's over at We Know Scripted TV, that feed on the podcast feed. We also have a YouTube channel for that. Skipper, thank you for the 31st. 31st in a row. There you go. Squid Game Season 2, we talked about it a little bit. I'm slowly getting through it at the moment. And then also, before we get into the Soundbite tournament, one more thing for now. I don't know if this has been teased anywhere else. I don't know if I'm supposed to tease it, so. But stay on the lookout, I believe, tomorrow for perhaps some off-season Big Brother coverage? What? Off-season Big Brother content? A weekly series for the next few months? What? Stay tuned. Well, yeah, this is technically Big Brother off-season. I would say this is Big Brother off-season coverage, whereas what's coming is more Big Brother off-season content. I said coverage first, but we're not really covering. Well, I guess we're technically covering things. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully, it will be very fun. It's a little bit of a celebration of, essentially 25 years of Big Brother. So that's kind of, I guess that's sort of the biggest hint that I'll give at the moment. But I believe the first one will be tomorrow. And then weekly on Thursdays. I Love Shoes, thank you for the 42nd. More Beast Games. I believe what we may do is something similar for Beast Games with Jetlag, which is at the end of the season, we might come back around and get our final thoughts in on Beast Games. I have not watched the next episode of Beast Games yet. I feel like I'm not hearing about it anywhere. I feel like nobody's talking about Beast Games, which may be due to the controversy, maybe due to the fact that it's just weird. I mean, I liked watching the first two episodes in the sense that I thought it was entertaining, but I had no desire to go back and watch the third. And I think it's largely because of its ephemeral nature, but also because of the cliffhanger that I thought was just bad. I don't think those are good kinds of cliffhangers. So we'll see though. Very funny that it's also like airing alongside Squid Game essentially as well. Okay. It is the #1 streaming show on Amazon Prime. That's interesting. Okay, I'll need to look that up. That might be what we're talking about on Tastemakers. All right. Well, that's funny. It's the #1 show on Amazon Prime. Squid Game is #1 show on Netflix. Lighting's great. Thank you. I have a new lighting setup. Particularly, I bought a light. It's right there. Oh, look how greatly like diffused it is. You can't even tell that I'm trying to, like, you can barely see the shadow. Shelly, thank you for the 18th. It is too big for this room. It looks very silly, but it works pretty well. And it doesn't blind me because it's a little bit off. It's very diffused, and I think it's working fairly well. It's a bit dark behind me, I would say. Probably wouldn't always have it this dark, but got rid of the tree because it's not December anymore, and went with the blue and orange. Okay, let's do some soundbite tournaments. Here, let's do some soundbite tournament stuff. Look at me. Woo! All right. This is the Big Brother 26 Soundbite Tournament. And thank you for the 34th. The seeds have been randomized. The sound bites have been chosen, 32 of them. 32 sound bites. There we go. Oh, no. There we go. I don't think we'll go through them first. I think we'll just do the matchups because we're already going to hear them multiple times. So let's just go straight in. How this works, again, if this is your first time, I'm going to have to pull this up. There we go. Right here. Refund or Kyle is the last poll I did. There is a Dogs at the Crib. It is down here. Dogs at the Crib. It was my favorite Dogs at the Crib. Okay, so we are going to have these sound bites match up against each other. What this means is I will play both sound bites. You will then vote in the poll. The winner of the poll will move on to the following round where they will compete against the winner of the next matchup. We will continue this on until only one wins. That's it. That's how it works. So, without any further ado, let's begin the Soundbite Tournament of Big Brother 26. You know what I should have done actually is like grabbed some dramatic music or something. I wonder if any of the Big Brother 26 music actually would work for this. It's not intense enough. Too whimsical. I did decide to not include music for this. Specifically those two bits and this one.
I need to leave.
Mostly because I was having to make some cuts. I actually never got the Janky song. I never grabbed it. None of that is like intense music though. I wonder if I still have... Like, where did I put the Squid Game music, actually? Well, obviously I have this one. And that's a classic. Wow, it goes on for a long time. I feel like I usually stop it. Mr. Freeze, thank you for the 38th. Yeah, I actually don't know where I put it. Can I search? I will say I use Stream Deck for this, and it does not have a good UI, like at all. I mean, it came from what? BB Can 9 or 10? Did I put it back in there? Nah. All right, whatever. Maybe next time I'll remember to bring some music. Okay. Anyway, back to the game. Smonty, thank you for the 8th month. Okay, first soundbite is Big Dogs Eat.
Big dogs eat! Come on now!
Versus charcuterie board stuff.
You shouldn't have eaten my charcuterie board stuff.
Should have prepared. You have 1 minute on the clock. But we might call it earlier if one is running away with it. Once more, that is Big Dogs Eat. Where'd that go? We're going to go in reverse order. That is charcuterie board stuff.
You shouldn't have eaten my charcuterie board stuff.
Versus Big Dogs Eat.
Come on now!
Did the big dogs eat the charcuterie board stuff? I don't know. That's for you to decide. This is a close one, actually. With a decent amount of votes here. 96 votes to 83, 54%, 53% to 47. With nearly 2/3 of the chat already responding. That means that there's just around 100 of you, 100 or so of you. There we go, though. I didn't even look at the clock. Big Dogs Eat, with 54% of the vote, is going to squeeze through here. And just like that, charcuterie board stuff.
You shouldn't have eaten my charcuterie board stuff.
Is out in the first round. Shmo, thank you for the 40th. Next up. Let's see here. I say this every year. I say this. I should put them in the order in which. The problem is that I wrote them. I added them in order that I had them in here, and then I randomized the seeds. I should have reorganized them after I randomized it. But that's fine. We'll figure it out. In fact, I think I can do some on the fly stuff here. Put charcuterie board down at the bottom, and we'll just keep moving like that. Angela versus Quinn is going to be a theme. Okay, next up is oh man, where is it? I might have named it something else on here. Maybe this one. Hold on. Maybe this one.
This one.
Nope. I think I named it wrong. We're off to a bad start so far. Nope.
Do you think you could have beat anyone left in the house
This
in a
one.
final two?
Yes.
And who would you?
100%.
And if you had the choice to take one of them with you,
Chemo.
why?
Because he's my boy.
He's my boy. Versus. Oh, this is a brutal matchup for round one. Jeez.
I really like puzzles, baby!
I really like puzzles. The poll starts now.
Do you think you could have beat anyone left in the house in a final two?
Yes.
And who would you?
100%.
And if you had the choice to take one of them with you,
Chemo.
why?
Because he's my boy.
I really like puzzles, baby!
This is a brutal round because when I was going through the sound bites, obviously puzzles is a great classic sound bite. But when I was going through them, I was just completely blindsided by this by He's My Boy. I was so surprised. It just made me laugh out loud, genuinely. But puzzles is too iconic. My boy is in fact looking like it is heading to the bin. Okay, here we go. I can look at the timing there. Where do I find like the actual time? But puzzles is in fact going to move on. Really like puzzles will face off against Big Dogs Eat. Man, it's really a story of rivals here so far. Angela versus Quinn, Angela versus Tucker, and then it will be Tucker versus Quinn very shortly. Okay. Next matchup is going to be still versus No Idea.
I had no idea. None.
Poll starts now. That is still versus No Idea.
I had no idea. None.
That is in fact Chemo, I believe. She's against her boy. What's the I betrayed my boy? This one looks pretty solidly in the Angela camp. No Idea. None is going to run away with this one. Oh boy. But we have an Angela versus Angela coming up next. Because it's going to be Everything I Wanted.
It's everything I wanted and more. Right here in the palm of my hand.
Versus 10.
10. Hey, 10.
Poll starts now. Ooh, that is a crushing lead for 10. The biggest blowout of the tournament so far. Clearly not everything Angela wanted.
It's everything I wanted and more. Right here in the palm of my hand.
we don't need to go any further than that. 10 is going to move on to face off against No Idea None. Next up will be Little Twit or Love One Another. Here is Little Twit.
Little twit.
And here is Love One Another.
Love one another.
The poll starts now.
Little twit.
Love one another.
I'm fond of Love One Another. How awkward it was as Julie and Matt say it together. Another blowout, though. Love One Another. Not seeing the love here. Not seeing the love. Okay, that one we don't even need to go any further either. Next up, then. Little Twit moves on. Next up is going to be Quinn's an Idiot versus Womp Womp Womp. This is going to be Tucker versus Tucker.
When? You're an idiot, dude. You're playing this game terribly.
Versus.
Wah, wah, wah.
Who wins? You decide. The poll starts now. Womp Womp with the early 1-vote lead and holds it. 80%, 67% is dropping. Quinn's an Idiot making a little bit of a comeback here. A bit more of a comeback. 42%, 43%, 45%. This could be close. Quinn's an Idiot.
When? You're an idiot, dude. You're playing this game terribly.
46% to 54%. This is too close to call. 47% to 53%. Just 10 votes separate them. 48%, 49%. 5 votes separate them now. Is Quinn an idiot or are we womping? That is the question. 3 votes now separate the two. The poll is ending, though, soon, very soon. 2 votes separate them. The poll is about to end. They're tied. It's an exact tie. It's 99 to 99. Oh, boy. What a result. Okay. This is a good way. I don't think this has ever happened. I don't think we've ever had an exact tie before. So I suppose we have, technically we have 3 options. We could go to rocks and have this be random. We could do, I could be a tiebreaker, or we could revote and see if on the revote we avoid the exact tie. And in order to figure out how we break ties, we're going to run a poll. How do we break the tie? All right, big early lead for Taran tiebreaker. It's looking like that's going to be the case. This is actually a tough one for me. It's looking like I got to break this tie. All right, I got to listen to both of them again.
When? You're an idiot, dude. You're playing this game terribly.
Or
Wah, wah, wah.
all right. I've made my decision. The winner that will be moving on to face off against Little Twit is
Wah, wah,
Womp,
wah.
Womp, Womp. It's too useful. Quinn, you're an idiot. Too specific. I can't use it if Quinn isn't there. Womp Womp. That's a classic. Give me a good Womp Womp every season. All right. Next up, we have We Are So Back versus Except for You. So that is going to be
We are so back!
versus
Except for you. Don't talk to me.
who wins. The poll starts now. It's the Angela versus Quinn rematch. And as expected, the Juggernaut, except for you, crushing We Are So Back. We Are So Back. Not very back. Not very back on this one. That is a blowout. Except for you, we'll be moving on. Okay. Let's see here. So except for you is gonna go up here. And so back. Gonna come right here. Okay. Emmy, thank you for the 10th month. All right. Next matchup is going to be Big Freaking Brother versus I'm a Badass. Here they are.
Big freaking brother.
Versus
I'm a badass.
who will win? Angela versus Joseph. Poll starts now. And once again, Angela crushing her opposition. Joseph does not seem to stand much of a chance here. Big freaking brother. Looks like it will be moving on. All right. Angela continuing to show a significant presence in this Soundbite tournament has another one here. And it's once again going to be Angela versus Quinn. Part of you versus Wahoo! Here they are.
I want to be a part of you.
Versus
Woo!
who will win? Poll starts now. The 1 vote lead for Wahoo. And okay, it's looking possible for part of you.
I want to be a part of you.
What?
Oop, that's not right.
Woo!
Wahoo with a solid lead over part of you. It's not looking like part of you is going to be able to hold up here. Wahoo will be moving on. Next up, We're So Proud of You versus Mama's Heart Beating. That's going to be oh, I was just playing this one before. Where'd it go? Not part of you. Did I accidentally put it? Oh, I put it up here. Whoops.
Because we're so proud of you. You're so...
Congratulations.
Versus
Oh, you got this mama's heart beating fast.
who will move on. Only you can decide. The poll starts now. Big early lead for We're So Proud of You. Taking over Mama's Heart Beating.
Oh, you got this mama's heart beating fast.
The heart's beating fast, but it's not going to be enough. We're So Proud of You is going to move on. And you know what?
Because we're so proud of you. You're so...
We're really proud of you.
Congratulations.
All right. Next up, we have Fantasizing versus I Can Be on the Bottom. And it's moments like this that I wonder, this is my career, huh? Dolores, thank you for the 45th month. Here we go.
It's just everything I've been fantasizing about for days.
Versus
I can be on the bottom.
poll starts now. I Can Be on the Bottom with a tremendous lead over Fantasy. Only 3 votes total for Fantasizing, with over 175 for I Can Be on the Bottom. This is remarkable. It's not even remotely close. I Can Be on the Bottom is going to demolish Fantasizing. Okay. Let me make sure I'm doing this correctly as well. Heart beating is going to go there, and then Fantasizing goes there. And next up, Quinn's Wahoo made it through, but will his make it through? It's going to be versus I Won't Freak Out. Here they are. It's actually a pretty good pairing. Versus
I won't ever freak out again like I did. I love you. I want to stay. I really want to stay.
I Won't Freak Out versus Poll starts now. With a big lead over I Won't Freak Out here.
I won't ever freak out again like I did. I love you. I want to stay. I really want to stay.
Angela promises she won't freak out. She wants to stay, but you, chat, disagree. We'll be moving on. Okay. Next up, we have Would Have Won versus Wheeling and Dealing. It's Angela versus Angela.
I would have won this show. I would have freaking won this show. Okay.
Versus
I'm wheeling and dealing over here, ladies and gents. I got to do what I got to do.
who will come out on top. The poll starts now. Oh, and it's close. Would have won with a slight edge over Wheeling and Dealing.
I would have won this show. I would have freaking won this show. Okay. I'm wheeling and dealing over here, ladies and gents. I gotta do what I gotta do.
Would have won, starting to take the lead over wheeling and dealing. I think this is a tough one because would have won is more relevant to the season, more sort of a memorable season moment. Though I will say, I think that wheeling and dealing a little more evergreen, but still fairly specific, I would say. It's Julie's okay that seals the deal.
I would have won this show. I would have freaking won this show.
Okay. Would have won is in fact going to win over wheeling and dealing. Next up, we have Guaranteed versus Cam Voted. Let's take a listen. If I can figure out. Wait, I put this. Wait, I have 2-1 shows. Hold on.
I would have won this show.
Oh no. Where did Guaranteed go? Why is one show there twice? Hold on. I need to find. I'm just gonna start pressing buttons. Just don't mind me.
This is so first cockroach. In this house, I'll have to be really selfish.
Where is Guaranteed?
That sounded biblical to me.
I
just
want to know
saying.
where Tucker is at all
I hope everybody
times.
is comfortably
My eyes
seated
are
because
on that
it's
kid.
about to get really uncomfortable
didn't.
in here for a lot of people.
I think I might have gotten rid of it somehow accidentally. I accidentally duplicated one. Hold on. I might be able to find the original file real quick. Yeah, we're good. We're gonna just drop this in right here. Okay. This sounded biblical to me. I was one of the final cuts I had to make. Okay, here we go. Guaranteed.
And it's gotta be guaranteed. Like, no messing around.
Versus Cam Voted.
I would guess that Cam and Mackenzie did, but voted to keep me.
No, Cam voted to keep you.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
That was another one that blindsided me. I'd completely forgotten about that moment. Poll starts now.
And it's gotta be guaranteed. Like, no messing around.
I do like Guaranteed a lot, but Cam.
I would guess that Cam and Mackenzie did, but voted to keep me.
no, Cam voted to keep you.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
So good. Oh, Cam Voted with a dominating lead over Guaranteed. That is going to be Cam Voted for sure. Okay. Next. Read That Wrong versus Sick Nasty
What? Read that wrong.
versus
Thoughts?
You're sick nasty. You're incredible. You looked really cool in yellow. You reminded me of the Minions. I like your smile. You treat people with kindness. You're really funny. You're really, really funny. You're really good at cooking. Your nails are good. Still French. There's a lot. It's just like the word sensational just comes to mind when I think about you.
You're so sweet.
Sick Nasty. Poll starts now. Sick Nasty predictably with a huge lead over Read That Wrong. Sick Nasty, obviously the line of the season, but the question is it the soundbite of the season? That's what we're going to be answering here on the tournament for Big Brother 26, the soundbite tournament. But for now, Sick Nasty with a huge lead, and we'll be moving on over Read That Wrong. Final matchup of the first round is going to be Dogs at the Crib. Thank you for the 50 bits there. Versus What Happened, Dude? Here they are.
Shout out all my dogs at the crib again.
Again. Versus
What happened, dude?
What Happened, Dude? Poll starts now. Huge early lead for Dogs at the Crib, and unsurprisingly, Dogs at the Crib is going to demolish What Happened, Dude. That is Jerry O'Connell saying What Happened, Dude. Sick Nasty will be up against Dogs at the Crib in the second round. That is brutal. That is a brutal result. But it is the nature of tournaments. All right, Dogs at the Crib will be moving on. And I now have half of these sound bites left, which is great. Okay. Up. Go up. Not that far up. There we go. I don't have crazy eyes. I never had crazy. I only had Except for You. I thought that was funnier. This is what I'm saying. Listen. It's up to what I grabbed. No crazy. This is crazy. Listen, okay, here's the deal. It's not that hard. I can go back. I can grab Crazy Eyes. I can grab Crazy Eyes and I can replace one of your current picks for round 2. But you know what? You know what? This is how it's going to work. I can grab Crazy Eyes, but it has to go up against Except for You. Only one can make it through to round 2 proper. Okay, so let's see. That Crazy Eyes is going to be episode 3? No, it's going to be episode 4. Whoops, whoops, whoops.
Your performance was great. It was absolutely great for a low-budget movie.
Oh my God, Angela, what are you doing? We were not lying.
Aggressively, somebody will take me down, if not myself. And
That's clearly not the case.
I believe you're going up on the block.
I did not threaten Angela.
People pleaser, and I'm not to a fault. And I think MJ could do better. That being said, please, could we just put this...
You're calling me crazy.
Crazy eyes, if you want to go back.
All right, there it is. There it is.
And I think MJ could do better. That being said, please, could we just put this behind us? And crazy eyes, if you want to go back.
What is that? What is crazy eyes from? Are you referring to me as crazy?
Listen, you see what I mean? I feel like Crazy Eyes is not actually a great soundbite. Low budget movie has a better argument, I would say. But I personally feel like of the rant, I think Except for You is the best soundbite. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Round 2 is going to be Big Dogs Eat versus Really Like Puzzles. Quinn versus Tucker.
Big dogs eat! Come on now!
Versus.
I really like puzzles, baby!
Poll starts now. Do big dogs eat puzzles? So far, looks like no. Big dogs eat. Not a bad quote, not a bad bite. But really like puzzles is just too iconic to be taken down. Really like puzzles. Looks like it will be moving on. I did have a Leah quote, but I had to cut it because to get to 32. The Leah quote that I was potentially going to use was, where'd it go?
That makes me the janky queen.
That would have been Leah's. Yeah, I felt the same. I mean, it's not bad, but like, there was just, listen, this season was really just dominated by Angela, Quinn, and Tucker in terms of sound bites. At least ones that I captured. All right. Next up. No idea. None. Honestly, she probably had better ones. I just did not capture them. No idea. None. Versus 10.
I had no idea. None.
Versus
10.
The poll starts now.
10. Okay, 10.
Looks like it's going to be, I mean, either way, it's Tucker versus Angela in the next round. With 10 cruising past no idea, none. Next, it's Little Twit versus Womp, Womp, Womp.
Little Twit.
Versus.
Wah, wah, wah.
Poll starts now. Close one here. Little Twit with a bit of a lead here, but Womp 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 is not too far behind. This is the one where I believe it was Womp 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 that slowly caught up and ended up tying at the last moment against its previous competitor, which I can't find at the moment. Quinn's an idiot. But it does not look like Womp 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 is going to overcome Little Twit's lead. Little Twit will be moving on.
Little twit.
That brings us to the next matchup. Except for You versus Big Freaking Brother. Tough one.
Except for you. Don't talk to me.
Versus
Big freaking brother.
poll starts now. These are two juggernauts of Angela quotes. But ultimately, it's looking like Except for You continues to crush. Womp Womp was out. Except for You is just demolishing. Big Freaking Brother will, in fact, be sent out of the tournament. Next up, Quinn's Woohoo! Versus We're So Proud of You.
Woo!
Versus
Because we're so proud of you. You're so...
poll starts now. Oh, and it starts pretty close. We're So Proud of You. Starting to lose its grip here as Wahoo overtakes it. We're So Proud of You. One of the few non-Quinn Angela Tucker sound bites remaining. In fact, one of only 3 remaining in round 2, looking like it's going to be taken out by Wahoo, which is pretty embarrassing. But that's going to be it. Wahoo will overcome We're So Proud of You as the Angela Tucker Quinn dominance continues. Next, I Can Be on the Bottom versus
I can be on the bottom.
Versus poll starts now. Quinn's Wahoo made it through to round 3, but can his make it through? So far, not looking great for as I Can Be on the bottom with a huge lead. A lot of these rounds, there was an exact tie, but a lot of these rounds have been fairly straightforward. Dream matchup of Wahoo versus I Can Be on the bottom is going to push through. That brings us to Would Have Won versus Cam Voted. That's going to be...
I would have won this show. I would have freaking won this show. Okay.
Versus...
I would guess that Cam and Mackenzie did, but voted to keep me.
No, Cam voted to keep you.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm waiting for it to not be funny anymore. I'm waiting for it to not get me. The poll starts now. Cam voted with an early lead looking hard to surmount here. Cam, no, Cam voted to keep you. One of only 2 remaining non-Quinn Tucker Angela soundbites remaining. Cam voted is going to move on to round 3 over Would Have Won. And that brings us to a brutal round. Sick Nasty versus Dogs at the Crib. I will play them for you.
Thoughts?
You're sick nasty. You're incredible. You looked really cool in yellow. You reminded me of the Minions. I like your smile. You treat people with kindness. You're really funny. You're really, really funny. You're really good at cooking. Your nails are good. Still French. There's a lot. There's a lot. It's just like the word sensational just comes to mind when I think about you.
You're so sweet.
Versus.
Shout out all my dogs at the crib again.
Who will win? You have 1 minute to decide. The poll starts now. And it starts off 50-50. This is incredibly close. Every time it starts to drift, it goes back to 50-50. It is 3 votes apart. 3 votes apart with Sick Nasty and a slight lead, except Dogs at the Crib just passed it 1 vote ahead now. Now 1 vote ahead of Sick Nasty. Still just 1 vote ahead. If you have not voted yet, you'd better vote now because your vote will matter. Still just a 1 vote difference. Sick Nasty pulls ahead by 1 vote, by 2 votes now. Not much time left. Just under 10 seconds, I think. And Sick Nasty now exactly tied again with not much time left. Sick Nasty with a small lead again. Just a small lead over Dogs at the Crib, but they're back to a tie. It's exactly tied. The poll is about to end. Sick Nasty with a small lead at the end, but then Dogs at the Crib! Dogs at the Crib at the last second pulls ahead! Dogs at the Crib is better than Sick Nasty. It is official. By 3 votes. Sick Nasty is out. An upset. Nobody would have expected this. Dogs at the Crib moves on to compete against Cam Voted. And Sick Nasty is out in the second round. Woo! What a comeback there. I thought for sure Sick Nasty had that. I think it took a 2-vote lead with about 1 second left on the clock. And then Dogs at the Crib just got like a burst of like 5 votes out of nowhere at the very last second to overcome it. Okay. That was an exciting round to pull us into round 3. Sick Nasty is going to say it won the election. All right. We are now, listen, we've been through a lot here in this tournament. We are closing in the final round before the semifinals. Oh, the only sound bites left, there's no riffraff anymore. These are tried and tested sound bites. They have battled against competition. Some have never really faced much opposition. Some are the Derricks of this tournament. Some have had it tough. They're battle ready, they're tested, they're scarred, but they're experienced. So who will come out on top? First up, really like puzzles. A classic Tucker quote. It dominated Here's My Boy. It crushed Big Dogs Eat. It's a classic line. It was the beginning of the Tucker era of Big Brother 26. However, it faces off against a juggernaut of its own. 10. An Angela quote, but it involves more than just Angela. This is not necessarily a classic moment of the season, but it is a classic moment of the podcasts and has become a staple as a soundbite. A true soundbite's soundbite. Which one will come out on top? That is the question. Is it going to be Really Like Puzzles?
I really like puzzles, baby!
Or is it going to be 10?
10! Hey, 10!
The poll starts now. Really Like Puzzles with the early lead, but 10 overtakes it, but it is a close one. It is a close one. 10 with 54% of the vote over 46% from We Like Puzzle. But Really Like Puzzles just had a big surge. Now 49%. This one is another close one here. Can 10 hold its lead for another 30 seconds? That is the question. It is only ahead by 10 votes right now. And Really Like Puzzles is closing in. Pulling back away, though. 10 starting to galvanize its defenses. The countdown is ticking, and Really Like Puzzles has run out of momentum. 10 is going to beat Really Like Puzzles. Tucker. He did really like puzzles, but it was, in fact, a puzzle that took him out in the end as well. 10 is going to move on. Okay, 10. Next up, it's going to be Angela versus Angela. As Little Twit faces off against Except for You. Little Twit, classic. It's Angela's Mean Girl era. She famously said this to Lisa. Little Twit overcame Love One Another and Womp 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 to get here. Except for You defeated We're So Back and Big Freakin' Brother. Which one of them will come out on top?
You little twit.
Versus.
Except for you. Don't talk to me.
The poll starts now. Except for You with the early lead, and wow, it is not even remotely close. A blowout. Less than 10 votes. 10 votes now exactly for Twit, while almost 200 are in for Except for You. It is no contest. Except for You is going to be moving on to face off against 10 in the semifinals. Next, a classic, Quinn versus Angela. Right now, the semifinals are Angela versus Angela. Quinn, who had a strong presence in this tournament, has now been relegated to Wahoo as his final soundbite. So, which will move on? Wahoo or I Can Be on the Bottom? Wahoo defeated Part of You, which is sort of like I Can Be on the Bottom's younger sibling, perhaps. It went on to defeat We're So Proud of You. But I Can Be on the Bottom beat both Fantasizing and Wahoo's own little sibling, Ah. So, which one of them will come out on top? The poll starts after I play the sound bites. Here they go. Woo-hoo! Versus.
I Can Be on the Bottom.
Poll starts now. And an early lead for I Can Be on the Bottom, but Wahoo had a small surge, but then fell back down. As long as I Can Be on the Bottom stays above that 60% threshold, I don't think Wahoo will stand a chance. As Angela continues to dominate the Soundbite tournament, Quinn's final Soundbite will be defeated. And ironically, instead of Woo-hoo! He'd likely be going as Angela, I Can Be on the Bottom, moves on to the semifinals. Next, the final matchup of round 3. Some Cam-related content. It's going to be Cam voted versus Dogs at the Crib. Cam voted a genuinely hilarious soundbite. Not very general, pretty specific. You couldn't really play it in any other context, but it's very funny. It defeated Guaranteed. It even beat Would Have Won. But Dogs at the Crib is iconic. Also not necessarily very general, but a famous moment from the season. And has had quite the journey to get here. Defeating What Happened Dude. Defeating Jerry O'Connell himself. And Quinn's arguably better soundbite. His crowning jewels. Sick Nasty was barely edged out by Dogs at the Crib in the previous round. Will that momentum carry, or has Dogs at the Crib used up all of its support? That is what we are going to find out now. Here are the sound bites.
I would guess that Cam and Mackenzie did, but voted to keep me.
No, Cam voted to keep you.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Still is funny. Okay. Versus.
Shout out all my dogs at the crib again.
Dogs at the Crib. Here we go. The poll starts now. Dogs at the Crib with a commanding lead. Cam voted. Looks like it's going to be time up for Cam voted. But let's be real. It can only stay funny a certain amount of time before it's funniest when you don't see it coming. And every subsequent time it gets less funny. So lasting 3 rounds, not bad. Cinderella run indeed. Dogs at the Crib will be moving on to face off against I Can Be on the Bottom. And look at this. A tournament bracket filled to the brim with the big 3. Quinn, Angela, and Tucker, who had the vast majority of sound bites, who were dominating the bracket, dominating the tournament. Quinn and Tucker are now both eliminated entirely. Angela stands in the semifinals with 3 of the final 4 sound bites. She has destroyed both Quinn and Tucker. However, a dark horse, an underdog challenger that nobody saw coming, who had just one soundbite on the list. Cam has come out of nowhere to supplant both Quinn and Tucker to get into the final four with 3 of Angela's bites. Can he make it to the finals? Or will this be all Angela all the time? That is what we are going to find out here in the semifinals, the final 4 soundbites. Let's begin. First up, it's 10 versus Except for You. Truly a matchup of the ages. 10 destroyed, really like puzzles. Except for You has completely dominated its path to the semifinals. Except for You is a great soundbite, very reminiscent of a classic moment in Big Brother 26, and not even too specific. It can be used in certain scenarios. 10, though, again, is a soundbite's soundbite. It's the soundbite that soundbite lovers love. It has that appeal to it. A little bit of a cult favorite. Certainly going to be a star in future seasons. A staple of the podcast and of the streams for years to come. But is that enough in the Big Brother 26 Soundbite tournament to defeat Except for You? We have to find that out. Here is 10.
10! 10! 10! Okay, 10.
Versus Except for You.
Except for you. Don't talk to me.
Only one can make it to the finals of the Soundbite tournament for Big Brother 26. Which one of them will move on? The poll starts now. 10 gets the first vote, but Except for You comes in extremely strong, as Except for You continues to dominate. Except for You crushed We Are So Back. It destroyed Big Freakin' Brother. It embarrassed Little Twit. And 10, the juggernaut, the classic, the staple, has now been destroyed by Except for You. As it's not even close, it's far beyond 10 votes. Except for You will be moving on to the finals of the Big Brother 26 Soundbite tournament. But who will it be facing off against? I Can Be on the Bottom. A classic. A very strange way to say something and a very strange thing to say in the first place. Angela approaches a group of people talking amongst themselves, wanting to join their alliance, says, I can be on the bottom. And the thing is, she didn't even accept being on the bottom. She later votes Tucker out because she thinks she's not his number one. So could she really be at the bottom? Especially in this Soundbite tournament where she has been on top. Or can the underdog at the crib, continue its Cinderella run? After defeating Sick Nasty, after defeating Cam Voted, can Cam make his way to the finals in the way he was unable to on the show? This is the question we must answer right now, is it going to be I Can Be on the Bottom
I can be on the bottom.
or Dogs at the Crib?
Shout out my dogs at the crib again.
The poll starts now. I Can Be on the Bottom with the first vote, but Dogs at the Crib coming in hot over I Can Be on the Bottom. 63% of the vote, 67% of the vote. This is not looking close. Dogs at the Crib, who has been slowly gaining steam over the course of this tournament, is crushing I Can Be on the Bottom. A favorite coming into this tournament, I Can Be on the Bottom. A lot of people were saying that it was, in fact, the favorite. But here it is, less than 100 votes against Dogs at the Crib that just barely edged out Sick Nasty earlier in this tournament. The momentum is truly here. Angela must be shaking in her boots. The soundbite metaphorical Angela, of course. As Dogs at the Crib will move on to the final round. And this is all that's left. After a lengthy and grueling tournament filled with close votes, tie vote, only 2 remain. But before we do that, I don't know if you can see this. We got a little third place match here. Just a little bit. Just a little third place match. To determine who's in third place, who's in fourth place. Is it going to be 10 or I Can Be on the Bottom? I don't know. But it's your chance. If you felt like, hey, this was the wrong call, 10 or I Can Be on the Bottom deserved better, well, here's your chance.
I can be on the bottom.
I Can Be on the Bottom or 10. Which one is third place? Which one is fourth? The poll starts now.
10! Hey, 10!
And it's close. It's very close. 10 versus I Can Be on the Bottom is 50-50. 10 now falling behind, but slowly crawling back up. 48%, 47, back down to 47. I Can Be on the Bottom holding a small edge over 10. We've seen things this close before. They don't usually end up catching back up. They usually need to stay in that 49-50 range, and 10 is hovering in that 47-48 range, now down to 46. I Can Be on the Bottom now building some momentum as the timer starts to tick down. I Can Be on the Bottom is looking like it's going to hold strong here over 10 as I Can Be on the Bottom lands itself in third place over 10. There you go. So, we currently have the standings. I Can Be on the Bottom in third place. 10 in fourth place. But who is the winner? History only remembers the winners. And only one can move on. Only one can win and go on to represent this season for years to come. Now, just to remind you of the legacy that came before.
I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad
Tell me
boy.
to get what's hers.
But you know what? Like, maybe I'm a cold ass bitch, but I don't care.
But it's not mine.
I don't care.
3 sound bites entered in the Hall of Legend. One is about to join them. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be "Except for You"? The quote that represents perhaps the most iconic moment of the entire season. A completely out of left field non sequitur that truly represents the level of pettiness that Angela brought to the season. Where does it even come from? Except for You has dominated its bracket. No competitor, no challenger has come close to defeating it. I don't think it's even made, I don't think anything has had more than broken the 50% or the 60% barrier. As it cruised its way to the final two. The ultimate representative of Angela Soundbites. But it faces off against the battle-hardened Dogs at the Crib. The underdog of this tournament. The underdog at the crib of this tournament. Nobody thought Cam would come in and potentially win an entire Soundbite tournament for a season. Nobody. You think of our representatives. You think of Kevin Jacobs. You think of Taylor Hale. You think of Izzy. Who would have thought Cam would be in here with a chance? And yet, here he is, having narrowly defeated Sick Nasty, having crushed his own Cam Voted, having defeated I Can Be on the Bottom, our third place finisher. Can he continue the momentum? Can he pull one more miracle out of that crib? We're about to find out. This is for all the marbles. Who is the winner of the Big Brother 26 Soundbite tournament? Is it Except for You?
Except for you. Don't talk to me.
Or is it Dogs at the Crib?
Shout out my dogs at the crib again.
The poll starts now. You have 1 minute to decide. And here we go. Except for You with the 1 vote early lead, but it is close, 55-45 with the first round of votes. But Except for You pulling ahead. Dogs at the Crib crawling back, clawing, trying to get into that 40% range, but it is holding strong. Except for You is holding strong against it. Dogs at the Crib struggling, but Except for You has never faced a challenger that could break past that 60% barrier. Dogs at the Crib is trying. It is trying, but it is not getting there. 38% with halfway through this poll already gone. 37%. It is not budging. This is holding strong, Except for You looking like it's about to become our winner here. Dogs at the Crib with a storied run here in the Soundbite tournament, but it is not looking like it's going to make it through one more round. It falls just short, just like Cam did in the season itself. Angela, Except for You, is the Big Brother 26 Soundbite tournament champion. Except for You.
Except for you. Don't talk to me.
Now don't talk to me. And there it is. Except for You is our champion for Big Brother 26. Entered into the Hall of Legend for years to come. We will now reference Except for You as our winner. Joining Bad Boy.
I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy.
Queen's coming to get what's hers.
Queen's coming to get what's hers.
And I don't care.
But you know what? Like, maybe I'm a cold ass bitch, but I don't care.
But it's not mine.
I don't care.
Except for you. Don't talk to me.
I'm noticing a pattern in these last two sound bites. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I see a pattern. Kitty on stream asks how she feels about the new entry into the hall. You know what? We should create trophies, I think. I think we should make some trophies and send them to the person who wins. Although, if I actually do that, what I worry is that that might influence the voting in future years. That you might vote for the person rather than the soundbite. Obviously, that has an impact. But I fear it might be too much of an incentive. We could maybe create our own trophies. A sticker or certificate, yeah. A jet lag style trophy, yeah. Yeah. The soundy or the bitey. Oh, you know what though? Here's the other thing. This is unlikely. But what happens if somebody has an incredibly good soundbite, but they're not somebody that you want to send a trophy to? Again, I think unlikely. I don't think the audience would likely vote for such a player, but you got to think about these things. A janky Grammy. Yeah, like Cam's wrong. Exactly. Let me see. Granted, Cam's wrong did not make it far. Cam's wrong went out in the first round. I love. Well, hold on though. I love Riley. No, that was the one that won. Well, that's the thing. Technically, the
But you know what? Like, maybe I'm a cold ass bitch, but I don't care.
But it's not mine.
I don't care.
Cam is part of that soundbite. he originally was more part of that soundbite. We removed his part. All right. Well, we now have our latest winner of the Soundbite tournament. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed. What a tournament it was. Here's the plan. As I said, tomorrow, stay tuned. We will hopefully have something to kick off some off-season content. When is the RHAP Traders? I feel like I have no idea what's happening with that. What I want to do is do something regarding the new season of the Traders. Saturday. Yeah, I think they were like, you bought a hat for the previous one and then had technical difficulties. We don't want you to be a part of this one. I did not watch the sneak peek. The wishbone hat. Yeah, I don't watch the sneak peek because it's like I'm gonna watch the episode and then I'm just gonna be watching like 7 minutes of a thing I've already watched, or having to skip ahead, and you know, it's just weird. I don't like it. And now there's like mini spoilers out there. You know, it's don't like it. I don't think I will watch the episodes on stream, but I might just like try to dedicate some space to talking about it, depending on like how it's going, you know? Watch party for the first. Maybe we could do a watch party for the first episode. Maybe. And then, from there, basically what I mentioned last time is that the way I watch the traders is that I just completely skip the challenges, which makes it even more difficult to watch. Like any show that's not airing live already is more difficult to watch on stream, because it's like some people have already watched it, or it's like, oh, I don't have time to watch it right now. And then just like trying to like line up like, oh, I'm starting now. And then it's like, well, do you have commercials? Do you not have commercials? And so it's tough to begin with. But then on top of that, if I'm like, also, I'm going to fully skip the challenges. I'm going to literally just skip over the entire thing. That makes it even harder to follow along with. So we could maybe do one. It's what, the 9th that it airs? That's that's a Thursday actually. What time do they drop? 9 Eastern on Thursday. I might not be able to. I might be busy doing the Big Brother thing. Well, thank you all so much for joining me. We are going to do some more streams. Let's see. Do we know what time the Traders thing is on Saturday? The RHAP one? Also, like, who is doing it? Noon Eastern. I feel like I've been completely off of social media. Quinn, Stephanie Wurtenberger, Dwight Brando, Claire, Felicia, Bowie. I mean, like last time I basically just like did an exit interview stream, but I also had planned to take a few hours of my time last time. And I had nothing else to do at the time because I was out first. So we'll see. Anyway, though, we'll see. Goose Goose, I'm not sure. We'll see if Puya's running the game this week. If he is, I assume we'll be doing some Goose Goose. Next week, I want to schedule some streams for sure. Maybe even do one Friday. Maybe we can try to schedule one for Friday, depending on what my schedule looks like. We'll try to get some of these extra streams in. In particular, I believe one of the bigger things is we've got we're gonna host our own Goose Goose and Blood on the Clock Tower games for people who bought a plushie, something like that. So we'll try to get that scheduled, not Friday, but soon. And that actually may or may not be a stream, I guess. But then we also have a Big Brother stream to do, and a couple of other things. But thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. Does people who bought include gifted but didn't buy for themselves? I mean, I would say yes, but we just have to figure out. I'm not sure what our verification method is. But I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard. Yeah, because I think the verification method was going to be a picture of the plushie. Or something along those lines. But we can figure it out. It's not a big deal. First time doing it. I hope you enjoyed, Tanya. All right. Thank you all again so much for hanging out. I hope you had some fun here with our new addition to the Soundbite Hall of Fame. And I will see all of you perhaps tomorrow if you tune in.